Hi, I'm AJ Freed, and Memorial Day weekend was a bit different this year.
And I'm Sean Petraitis, not Michelle Spiller.
I'm Ava Scheffler with your weekend forecast.
Good morning, Mepham. Today is day 74 of the coronavirus shutdown. Please rise and join us for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This past Monday was Memorial Day, a day to honor the members of the military that have lost their lives while fighting for this country. Although people may not have been able to throw a backyard party or do other social gathering type events, the impact of the day was still felt.
Some good news that Phase 1 of reopening started up this week, allowing for certain areas of society to slowly reopen. Even though the region has begun its reopening process, make sure to still keep safe and social distance.
There are many upcoming events that will lead us to the end of the school year. One of them will be the well-known St. Baldrick's event. Although this event will be online now, it is still a big part of the Mepham community. Casey Fahrer got the chance to sit down with Mepham teacher Miss Stein to further discuss the St. Baldrick's event.
I'm Casey Farr, and on this week's Round Campus, we have Mepham teacher Miss Dennis. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So how did the decision, as you being one of the members involved with St. Baldrick's, how did the decision to move that event to online come about?
St. Baldrick's themselves had started doing some virtual events, and we saw through their promotion that a lot of their events had been canceled around the country, and some the schools and locations that were having them were doing things virtually. And it sparked an idea in Mr. Patton and I that, with the help of BMB, maybe we could make our event virtual too.
And will the online event be similar to the actual event that would have been taking place in the gymnasium, or will there be some changes?
It'll be a little bit different. In some ways, we can't sort of recreate what you feel when you walk into that gym, but in some ways there will be similarities. We'll still honor our 4 honored children. You'll get to hear about their stories just like you would at the event. We will have head shaving. Of course, we have some teachers will be shaving their head live. Our superintendent, Mr. DiTomaso, will be shaving his head like he does sometimes at our event. And then we'll have some musical entertainment like we typically do as well. Some bagpipes, performance from Skull and Bones. So in some ways it has the same feel. It's just we're all separated from one another.
And although, the separation's a big key to it, but is there going to be anything special added necessarily to make it feel more like a reality?
I think the fact that everybody at home who's watching can take part in the event and can shave their heads as well and share via BMB's Twitter and Instagram, that will make people, have that same, they'll be a part of the event the same way that they would have if we were in the gym.
So what you're saying is that necessarily there's going to be people at home following along and doing what people would be doing normally with shaving their head and taking part?
Yeah, so we had 167 participants who registered prior to the pandemic to participate in the event. So the hope is that our participants will still be able to shave their heads in solidarity for children with cancer and be able to share those videos with us that will be posted throughout the live event. So we'll be able to see what's happening at home with our students and community members.
And lastly, why is it important to hold an event like this each year that means so much to the community?
I think St. Baldrick's sort of has become a part of our culture at Mepham. Mepham as a whole is a school that gives back to so many organizations, both locally and nationally. And I think that being that so many of their events were canceled and so much of what they do in terms of researching better procedures for taking care of those with cancer and ultimately finding a cure, so much of their fundraising money has been cut as a result of the pandemic. And I think it's important that we remember that, we are going through a historic moment here, but there are still children that are battling cancer daily, and we wanted to be able to still give back and be able to provide any amount that we could to help support that cause.
Yeah, obviously this is a huge event throughout the school year. a lot of people attend, a lot of people watch it. So it's still great to see that this is going on. Thank you, Ms. Dennis, for coming on today. I'm Casey Fahrer. Now back to AJ Michelle.
Thanks, Casey. The St. Baldrick event will be taking place on June 5th and can be watched on the BMB YouTube channel. The YouTube page already has great content like the daily report and midweek update. This week's midweek update features stories about the BMB class of 2020 and how COVID-19 has affected the beaches. Make sure to check it out.
St. Baldrick's is one of the events that is coming up. Another event is Faculty Follies. The fun-filled fundraiser event features plenty of performers from faculty members across the district. Here's a little sneak peek.
As the stay-at-home order continues, places in the community that help families in need require more help than ever. Usually, there are events that these places rely on for help, but as people cannot go places without risking their health and safety, these events cannot take place. One of the better-known MEPM fundraiser events is Faculty Follies, where BMCHSC teachers and faculty perform on stage to fundraise for the community cupboard. The great cause it supports encourages the event to be moved online.
So the Faculty Follies is one of the really fun and exciting events of the school year. It's a great one voice, one message opportunity to bring everybody together, but most importantly, it's for a great cause, and it's to raise money and awareness for the community cupboard. And right now they need a lot of support, so we thought it would be fun to see what our faculty is up to at home, all while trying to raise some money.
Staff are not just singing for fun, but to encourage viewers in the community to help those in need.
People can contribute. The community cupboard is accepting donations. There are bins at Brookside. You also can send donations directly to the community cupboard. There's a lot of information on the district website. So if you visit that, you can see all the great ways that you can donate, and they're definitely looking for a lot of support right now.
Encouraging staff to perform isn't what's going to help the community cupboard provide for those in need. It's the viewers who come to support and who will donate and who are going to make a difference.
I think the most important thing is that it's going to be a lot of fun, being isolated and separate from each other. It gets a little upsetting, and I think staff members really jumped on the opportunity to do something fun, to kind of lift everybody's spirits, to showcase some of their talent. We have some regulars on the Follies tonight. We have some people who are participating for the first time. You're going to see some family members making appearances. So it's just a really great way to kind of lift everyone's spirits from afar and have some fun.
Faculty Follies at Home will be hosted live on the BMB YouTube channel at 7 p.m. tonight by hosts Rocco Law and Lori Delacroce. From BMB News, I'm Emily Yucht.
The Faculty Follies events will be viewable on the BMB YouTube page. Now, that event may not be over the weekend, but I'm sure you still would like to know your weekend weather. Here's Ava Scheffler with your weekend forecast.
Good morning, Mebum. I'm Ava Scheffler cooking up a storm here with your weekend forecast, and this weekend is a crazy one for weather, so just hang in there. Today is supposed to be rainy all day with temperatures in the upper 60s, so it's going to be humid and gross, so we might see some thunderstorms later in the day. Saturday is supposed to be a beautiful day with temperatures in the upper 70s and partly sunny skies. And Sunday is supposed to be sunny and beautiful all day with temperatures in the upper 60s. Have a great weekend, Mebum, and I'll see you next time on the weather.
Thanks, Ava. Now for a special word from BMB's very own Mr. Stein.
Hello, this is Mr. Stein of BMB. And last Friday night, we had the first ever BMB Awards award ceremony, and we've already had our very first Steve Harvey moment where we announced the wrong winner. So, without any further ado, we would like to replay and redo the award for the best PSA. So here it is.
Thank you, Haley. It's an honor to be a part of this broadcast tonight. And I want to take a minute to thank the entire BMB team for doing an incredible job keeping our MEPM community close and feeling together, even though we're apart. You entertained us, you inform us, and a big part of that are public service announcements. By definition, a public service announcement serves the greater good of the community, and this year, BMB has done an exceptional job providing the greater good. Let's take a look at the nominations.
Hi, my name is Luke Malfa, and I hate to break it to you.
How Not to Annoy Your Parents in a Pandemic.
We're teenagers, so
Mike Galfano, Luke Melfa, and Emily Yucht.
Coronavirus quarantine, our parents are learning that we're way more annoying than they realize. So here are 5 tips for how to not annoy your parents during your Coronacation.
Cell phone addiction. Kyle Santagato, Louis Saracini, and Michael Galfano.
Almost everything is connected to electronics in some way. People use their phones for education, connection, entertainment, and more. Most people use their electronics for hours a day, and most make time to use their phone, even if it's only for 5 minutes before the next class.
Coronavirus, aka COVID-19, is spreading fast.
Now to social distance. Sean Petraitis, Emily Yucht, and Emily Rosenberg.
Do not see this as a risk, because for us, the virus isn't fatal.
However, we can still be carriers and spread it to people like our grandparents, infants, and those with weak immune systems.
I was 11 when it started.
I was 18.
No Place for Hate. Sean Petraitis and Emily Rosenberg.
10.
12. People started staring at me.
I cut my hair.
And the winner is...
Begin with where we stand today. This is a track of cases just this week.
Sean Petraitis, Emily Rosenberg, and Emily Yucht. How to social
And so the best advice I can give as a pulmonologist is please stay at home. We know that the transmitters of this disease are maybe asymptomatic, and they may not know it because we don't have national testing. So that's why it's so important to distance yourself from others.
Let's bend the curve together.
That when you cannot widespread test for a disease that is spread by people who do not yet know that they have it and have no symptoms, that means that all fever, cough, and sore throats will get treated in the hospital and in the clinic like they're COVID-19, which means that protective equipment is going fast, even when we know that the full bore of the pandemic is not here.
The total number of cases in the U.S., it is now nearly 9,000.
Coronavirus, aka COVID-19, is spreading faster than we can keep up with.
Many children, teens, and young adults who are healthy do not see this as a risk, because for us, the virus isn't fatal.
However, we can still be carriers and spread it to people like our grandparents, infants, and those with weak immune systems.
We can prevent this from spreading to those who would harm by practicing social distancing.
Social distancing is, if you didn't already know, just that. Keep away from people.
It may not be fun, but the safest thing to do is to stay home and in a single-digit group.
This is a time where we need to stick together as a community and think about others.
So remember, practice social distancing. Not just to keep yourself safe, but others too.
So remember, wash your hands often.
Cough into your elbows.
Don't touch your face.
Stay more than 6 feet apart.
Stay home if you're sick.
Let's stop this pandemic together.
Let's stop this pandemic together.
Let's stop this pandemic together.
Stay home and follow the 5.
Stay home and follow the 5.
Stay home and follow the 5.
So congratulations to Sean, Emily, and Emily. And we apologize about any confusion last week. And now, back to Sean and AJ.
Now for this week's quote of the week. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten.
These have been the BMB Morning Announcements for Friday, May 29th.
Have a great day, Malcolm. Michelle told me I can't do the finger gun, so you're going to have to wait till next week for that again. Sorry.